All right, my people, welcome back to more to Critics News with more update on what transpired in Anambra State during the supplementary elections to complete the main election that could not be completed due to some difficulties. Even at that, they still encountered problems. So after so much investigation and trying to find out what really happened and how the election went down, our committee members found out that some policemen and some army and all the rest of them, some security agents, had casualties on a higher side. They say that 10 policemen dead, many others injured as unknown gunmen engaged policemen in gun battle in Ihiala, Anambra State. So 10 policemen, the same thing that happened in Zamfara, they took 7 that side, and in Ihiala, 10 now went down. Although they are trying to deny it here, and because they also shot somebody in Anambra State and also took the body away, which is very, very bad. Nigeria has expired. To stay in this Nigeria, no be by force. Why are these people forcing people to remain in a country that has failed and a country that is killing them? Why? Everything, Southeast, the whole Southeast now has been militarized. Anambra election, police deny alleged shooting, killing of 1 person by soldiers in Ihiala. But here on the other side, let me show you so you see it. Anambra election, police deny alleged shooting, killing of 1 person by soldiers in Ihiala. Okay, but before this one came 3 hours ago. Now look at this. Look at this. We say Anambra election tension as Nigerian soldiers shoot Ihiala resident, live with his body. Now, which means they took his body away after killing him. And look at it. They say 10 policemen dead, many others injured as gunmen engaged them. Now, the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has given the... No, is it this one? No, not this one. This is where they are telling Hope Ozadema. I'll bring you that update shortly. Anambra election tension as Nigerian soldiers shoot Ihiala resident, live with his body. Wow. A middle-aged man has been shot by soldiers patrolling the Ihiala local government area of Anambra State. On Tuesday, soldiers from a patrol van reportedly opened fire on some commuters hundreds of meters away from the local government headquarters. According to FIJ, a crowd had formed around the man, prompting the soldiers to return, firing sporadically again and sending residents scampering for security. The body of the man was not seen, as there are claims that he had been picked up by the soldiers. Attempts to record the incident were futile as soldiers forced all commuters to alight from their vehicles and raise both hands to full length. Recall that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, on Sunday fixed a date for a supplementary election in the council where the governorship poll did not hold at the weekend. INEC also suspended the collation of results for the governorship election. Ihiala is the only local government area where elections did not hold out of the 21 council areas in the state. INEC had on Sunday announced results for 20 out of the 21 local government areas, with the candidate of All Progressive Grand Alliance, ABGA, which is Charles Soludo, winning in 18. So even the people who called for a supplementary election, they don't have complete sense, because you have seen if somebody has won 18 out of 21, how many is remaining? Is that not 3? And you call for a supplementary to see whether you can rig. Eriga, it cannot work. Your rigging will not help you in this one. INEC National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, had announced on Monday that the supplementary election will hold from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Tuesday. Recall that on Sunday, during the collation of results, the collation officer for Ihiala, Amadu Umar, has claimed that there was no election in the area. He, however, did not state why there was no election in Ihiala. They are looking for how to rig. He said there are 148,407 registered voters in the local government, adding that the election didn't take place in Ihiala. There was a delay in the conduct of the Anambra state governorship election in the local government area of that state. Sahara reporters have reported that the malfunctioning of INEC's bimodal system machines, BVAS, as well as the tense security situation on Saturday which affected the turnout and smooth flow of the election, was the reason why the Ihiala local government area could not maintain their own voting. Now, they have denied this very incident that I'm reporting to you now. Now, Anambra election police deny alleged shooting, killing of one person by soldiers. So it's not even the Nigerian army that is denying or speaking for themselves. Police now is covering up for the army that has killed somebody and took away the dead body. Now, at the end of the day, now we'll have multiple bodies in the mortuary without claims. Then they will want to find a way to do mass burial. So what really happened to the bodies of those people that were killed in Imo State and was being, taken for mass burial? What happened to them? I've not heard any story or update concerning that. Maybe our forming committee will dive into investigation to find out. Police in Anambra State has denied knowledge of the death of anybody during the Anambra State governorship supplementary election in Ihiala local government area. There was claims on social media that soldiers patrolling around the distribution collation center at Ihiala local government headquarters reportedly shot dead a yet-to-be-identified man. When our correspondent visited the local government headquarters, those interviewed denied knowledge of the incident. When contacted on the telephone by our correspondent, the Zone 13 Police Headquarters Relations Officer, Nkiru Nwode, said there was nothing like that before the police. She said, "We didn't have such report, and I don't think something like that happened." Now, they don't know what happened. Everybody will try to say that they do not know what happened. But the main story here is that Nigeria has expired and it is no longer favorable. I've seen videos of where police ask people to raise their hands. People who are supposed to go and vote peacefully, you ask them to raise their hands. Let me quickly play you a video. Okay. Where this man casted the vote. You know, it's just like repeating the vote. This man saw that there is no hope in his own party, and he took the right decision of, voting for another candidate that has won already. So it's a good one there. Watch it.
To decide between PDP, AFGA, and APC. So that's the way I see it. My party, ADC, didn't perform well enough to compete in today's election. So we felt, after consulting with my leaders and other men of goodwill in the state, convinced that the way to go forward today is to persuade my followers and members of my community to focus and vote to pick a leader today. And I decided that I was going to vote AFGA. I'm happy I voted AFGA, and I'm happy that my local government, my town, people are coming out because they are out here to vote AFGA.
All right, so that's what is called sense. The man used sense there, and I love that. Since you know that you can no longer win, why disturb others? The supplementary election is just a mirage. I don't know how to call it, or will I call it an insult? I'll be waiting. But look at here. This is what Omoyele Sowore is saying, that there are plans by the lawless DSS to unleash thugs on him tomorrow. That will be Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's trial at the Federal High Court in Abuja. So such plot must be resisted, such plot must be cancelled, such plot must be, said no to. Because this is what why they took federal capital from Lagos, from Calabar and all that to Abuja, where they can do as they wish. Now let's listen to this man. He's going to take a little of our time, but it is very important.
The marriage in Nigeria is a marriage of the master and the slave.
Okay.
Obviously, the Northerners are the masters, the Southerners are the slaves.
Okay.
But
that's your reading of it?
That is practically in every aspect, in every facet of Nigerian life. Take the petroleum industry bill, take the oil, take the VAT, take education, cut-off marks in secondary schools and universities. Every aspect of the Nigerian society favors the North. Take the creation of local governments, take the creation of states. Only Kano and Kebbi State and the adjoining state have more local governments in Nigeria than the whole of Southeast. So, but however, the good thing is that suddenly Nigerians have started to realize that this master-slave relationship cannot continue. And they have put so much pressure, are beginning to put so much pressure on their leaders that the leaders are beginning to find it more uncomfortable and difficult to exist in their localities. That is what is happening to the Southern governors. Most of these Southern governors are not speaking because they are convinced, because they mean it. They are speaking because they have realized that there is an existential threat to their leadership in their various states. Because those they are leading, those they are governing, can no longer accept to play the role of slaves in a country called Nigeria. So their constituents are putting a lot of pressure on them. And that is why in the last few months, they have met severally because of the pressures being mounted on them. I am sorry for them because I do like the former minister said, they are not likely to go through this. Very soon, the powers that be, their masters will bring out their criminal charges in FCC and ICPC, show them, and they run away. Some of them are already running away because, like he said, it's a matter of survival. Some of them know that they are already governors, not by the making of their people, but that they were appointed governors. That's why they are sneaking away from this push to get Nigeria to work as one united country.
Does it really, I mean, first and foremost, the fact that you use that very strong analogy, we've had a number of analogies. I mean, we've heard of husband-wife relationship. I mean, and that depicts sometimes the inequalities that exist in a marriage. But this master-slave relationship is rather strong, don't you think? Because a slave is bought, a slave is owned, more or less. A slave has no decisions, and that cannot be the situation of the South.
Well, unfortunately it is. Let me give you an example with the issue of VAT that is currently at play. Some states in the North see alcohol consumption as a sin. So they go about ensuring that alcohol is not consumed, which is okay by their faith and religion. Then in the South, they see otherwise. They see alcohol as a beverage, something that they can take because it's not against the law to consume alcohol. And the alcohol is charged from 5% to 7.5%. And it is called VAT. And the money is now, when you charge me for consuming alcohol, 7%, if I were going to buy it at X amount, I pay higher. You collect that extra money from me and take it to the person who considers consumption as alcohol as sin. I use it to develop his estate.
You know that's not exactly how it works.
How does it work?
Let us be very, I mean, there's policy.
Can I give you facts? VAT is distributed 20% on the derivation, 50% on the quality of states, and 30%, 35% on population.
Yes, but we also know that VAT on alcohol is a very tiny fraction of the basket, of the entire basket on VAT.
I am using it as an example. Let me give you an example. I won a contract in my state for road construction. And the VAT from that road construction tax is sent to the federal government and shared based on the quality of states. Is that justice? Is that fair? The other state might decide not to award contracts. And he gets part of the money I have spent on awarding contracts as VAT for the development of his state. It does not connote a relationship based on equity, justice, fair play. My daughter, my child, goes to take a national entrance examination. And he scores 120, he will not be given admission. And the person who scores 15% is given admission. Is that not a master-servant relationship?
The analogy of master-slave, you don't agree that it is too strong a description?
It might sound strong on national television. It might sound strong to certain sections, those who are benefiting. But if you go to the rural communities, if you go to the bars, if you go to small places, that is exactly how they see the union called Nigeria today. Because all the actions, all the tendencies go to suggest that unless I decree, let us take the issue of anti-grazing. A woman goes to plant cassava, yam, and he cannot reap her sweat because a cattle comes in and eats up all the crops. And the people are saying, ranch, you are insisting that writing or not, that animals must continue to go around to eat up other people's crops. So the animal or the owner of the animal is not the master of the person who, the farmer whose crops are being eaten up. And if the person whose crops are being eaten up is dares to resist, he is arrested by DSS, police, and imprisoned. So you see, these niceties, this way of putting things so that we'll be seen as one united, until we begin to say things the way they are, see them the way they are, accept that there is complete, that injustice has become part of the national milieu, national psyche, that to be a victim of these projects is no longer going to be discussed. Until we begin to accept that, when we accept it, we do introspection, we look at it and say, okay, let us correct them. But if you continue to say nice things, oh, fairness and equity, unity is not negotiable. These are the things that are fanning the embers of disunity, agitation for separation. I tell you, no group of people genuinely want to separate and go away from this country. But they are saying that the Constitution of Nigeria is a fraud in itself. Look at the fact, let us take the fact. The VAT decree was made by the military, whereby they took away sales tax that is usually collected by local governments and made it a federal law. And they went back to say that all decrees made by the military are now acts of the National Assembly. Section 315 of the Nigerian Constitution today converted all military decrees to acts of the National Assembly. So, we didn't make the laws. The National Assembly was not in place at that time. But all the draconian decrees made by the military have become imported into our Constitution as a product of the national acts of the National Assembly. Is that fairness? Is that equity?
When I don't hear now, I hope you all heard the story. So this is how Nigeria is being run. This is how Nigeria functions. And this is the reason why we must pull away from a failed contraption, killing dreams, master slavery. Even the unknown government now, they are still being marginalized. That is the problem. The last time our forming committee tried to meet them, they nearly beat them up, saying that they are also being marginalized in that same country, that they know their northern counterparts are marginalizing them. So we must find a way to leave Nigeria so that things can balance for us. We are not the same people with these Janjaweed people. It is not done. No be juju be that. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for staying with us. Stay tuned. Don't go nowhere.